Have you ever been betrayed by someone you loved like a sister? Someone you trusted so much that it never crossed your mind they could destroy your life? This is the gripping story of Mercy, the beautiful girl everyone admired, and Linda, her best friend who turned that admiration into fear. Mercy and Linda were best friends, the thickest of thieves, inseparable roommates, and partners in hustle. They worked together at Mama B's bar. Mercy, in her mid-20s, was radiant and naturally beautiful. Wherever she went, heads turned. But at the bar, her light truly shined. At Mama B's, customers didn't ask for just any bartender, they asked for Mercy. She became the star of the show, promoted to front-of-house duties while others stayed stuck in the back, chopping onions and stirring pepper soup. Her charm brought crowds, tips, and life to the place. Mama B saw the spark and gave her a raise, calling her the heartbeat of the business. But not everyone clapped. In the shadows, jealousy began to grow, quiet at first, then loud and sharp. Among the staff, whispers spread. Worst of all, they came from the one person Mercy thought would always have her back, Linda. Linda started to believe Mercy wasn't just winning hearts with hard work but with some kind of magic. She accused her of using tricks, of playing a game no one else knew the rules to. Desperate to keep up, Linda even begged Mercy to take her to wherever she got her charm, hoping to buy one for herself. But Mercy, stunned and heartbroken, told her the truth: she wasn't using anything but her own self. That only made Linda angrier. What once was sisterhood now felt like suspicion. The laughter between them faded, and in its place, something darker began to brew, a storm hidden behind a smile and betrayal waiting in silence. It was a night like any other, cool, quiet, and tired. Mercy and Linda walked side by side down the dimly lit street. Then came the sound of a car horn. They turned. A sleek black car rolled up beside them, smooth and shiny under the streetlights. Behind the wheel sat a man named William, a well-known name around town, elegant, wealthy, handsome. Linda's eyes lit up the moment she saw him. He was cute, no, gorgeous, and she thought maybe, just maybe, tonight was her lucky night. She quickly adjusted her blouse, brushed her hair back, and smiled sweetly, hoping he'd see her. But William didn't look her way. His eyes went straight to Mercy. As if pulled by something stronger than will, he stepped out of the car, walked over, and started talking to Mercy like they were old friends meeting again for the first time. They laughed and talked for over an hour, lost in conversation, while Linda watched from the sidelines, her smile fading, her heart sinking. Later that night, William pulled out his phone. So did Mercy. Numbers were exchanged, promises whispered, and just like that, everything changed. Days turned into weeks, and what started as a chance meeting bloomed into something fast, deep, and undeniable. William and Mercy became inseparable, love-struck, glowing, unstoppable. He doted on her, spoiled her, adored her. A few months later, William proposed to Mercy, and without hesitation, she accepted to marry him. 2 weeks later, William paid her bride price, and they began planning for the marriage and wedding. But somewhere nearby, Linda stood frozen, her heart shattered, her smile gone. The girl who once shared dreams, secrets, and even a room with Mercy now stood alone, watching her best friend ride off into the sunset with a man she had hoped would be hers. Linda had reached her breaking point. She couldn't take it anymore. In her eyes, Mercy had taken everything: attention, admiration, and now the man she silently loved. So, she made a decision: if she couldn't have the spotlight, no one would. Mercy had to lose it all. But Linda couldn't do this alone. She needed help, dark help. There was only one person in town who could give it to her: Susanna, the old witch banished to the cursed forest, feared by all and forgotten by most. One morning, with Mercy's traditional marriage just 2 days away, Linda went to Susanna's secret hut, fully determined to ruin it. She poured out her heart to Susanna: how Mercy always got everything, how she stole William away. Susanna listened, her eyes glowing like embers, then offered a solution as dark as the forest around them. "You must curse her," she said. "Not just any curse, a curse that makes every man run from her face in fear, a curse so powerful it would turn Mercy's greatest strength, her beauty, into her worst curse." But magic like that came with a price. Linda would have to sacrifice something sacred, her womb. No children, no future babies of her own, the joy of motherhood gone forever. Still, Linda didn't hesitate. "I'll do it," she whispered. "Mercy has to suffer." Susanna gave her instructions: bring something Mercy uses on her face and an alive monkey exactly 1 month old. Linda knew exactly what to do. Linda left without looking back. That same day, she sneaked into Mercy's room and stole her favorite face powder and purchased a baby monkey from the shadowy corners of the marketplace. She brought both to the witch. Inside the hut, the air grew thick with smoke and chants. Susanna led Linda to a dark shrine filled with bones, herbs, and flickering candles. She told Linda to speak Mercy's name aloud, then rubbed the stolen powder onto the monkey's face. Linda did it with trembling hands but also a smile. Then came the curse. With a whisper that chilled the blood, Susanna sealed the spell into the powder. She handed it back to Linda with a warning: let Mercy use this, and no man will ever look at her the same again. Anyone else who uses it will share her fate. Linda thanked her, her eyes burning with purpose. The next day was Mercy's traditional marriage ceremony. Her mother was excited, neighbors buzzed with gossip and anticipation, and William and his people were on their way. Linda smiled as she handed Mercy the cursed powder. "For your big day," she said. "You deserve to shine." Mercy smiled back, unaware. She applied the powder, unaware that with each stroke, the curse seeped into her skin. As she stood there, radiant and full of hope, the spell settled into her soul. By the time William arrived with his family, drums were beating. Mercy stepped out, elegant in her lace attire, her face shining with the cursed powder. She walked gracefully, holding the cup of wine meant for her groom. But then the unthinkable happened. William screamed. He slapped the cup from her hand. "What is this?" he shouted, then turned and ran, not walked, but ran as if the devil himself were chasing him. People began to flee. Someone shouted, "Abomination." William's family left in anger, his uncles cursing loudly. Mercy stood frozen, confused. Her own mother covered her face in shame. No one could look at her. No one wanted to. Something had changed. Her beauty was no longer beauty, it was terror. She watched Mercy crumble, cry, and beg someone, anyone, to tell her what was wrong. But no one could explain it. They only knew one thing: looking at her now felt like staring into something unnatural, something cursed. Her groom, her love, was gone. Just like that, Linda stepped in, arms open, tears on her face. "I'm here for you," she said softly, hugging Mercy tight. Linda stood by her side, pretending to comfort her. But deep inside, her heart danced. Word spread faster than fire in dry grass. That night, Mercy cried herself to sleep. The days that followed were worse. At Mama B's bar, where she was once the star, they fired her. Customers who once smiled at her now covered their children's faces. Some claimed she was possessed, others said she was cursed. Even men who had once begged to marry her now avoided her shadow. She stopped going outside. She stopped eating. Her laughter vanished. Her glow dimmed. The mirror became her enemy, and the world her jailer. Through it all, Linda was always there, holding her hand, wiping her tears, whispering sweet lies. "I don't know why this is happening to you," she'd say, her voice thick with false sympathy. But deep down, she knew she had done this. She had traded her future for revenge, and now Mercy was paying the price. One night, Mercy sat in the corner of their shared room, clutching her phone like it might give her answers. She had tried calling William 100 times, 1,000. But every call went unanswered, every message unread. Desperation clawed at her chest. She had to know why he ran, why everyone turned away from her, why love had turned into terror. She needed answers. So, she looked toward Linda's phone, left carelessly on the bed. Without thinking twice, she picked it up and dialed William's number from memory. But before she could press call, her eyes caught something on the screen. The contact name wasn't William, it read Willie Love. A chill shot down Mercy's spine. Her breath hitched. Her hands trembled. Was this some kind of mistake? Something inside her cracked wide open. She stared at that name like it had slapped her across the face. Her best friend, the one person who had held her through tears, who had whispered comfort after her world fell apart, was having an affair with the man who left her at the altar. Why? How long had this been going on? And then came the rage, not just anger, but betrayal so deep it felt like drowning. Mercy stood, fists clenched, heart pounding. She couldn't stay still. She couldn't pretend. She had to confront Linda right now. When Linda stepped out of the bathroom, hair wrapped in a towel, humming softly like nothing was wrong, Mercy exploded. "Were you sleeping with him?" she shouted, her voice raw with pain. Linda froze. "What are you talking about?" she asked, too quickly. Mercy shoved the phone into her hands. Linda saw the screen, and her face dropped. There was no hiding it now. "You lied to me," Mercy whispered, tears welling in her eyes. "You knew why he ran. You knew what happened to me. You made it happen." For a moment, Linda said nothing. "Then, I did what I had to," she hissed. "You took everything from me, my job, my happiness, my chance at love. I didn't have a choice." Mercy staggered back as if struck. "You cursed me," she whispered. Linda didn't deny it. In a burst of fury, Linda shoved Mercy hard, too hard. Her head hit the wall, then silence. Mercy collapsed, eyes shut, motionless. Panic surged through Linda like wildfire. "Mercy," she whispered, shaking her gently. No response. She waited. Minutes passed. No movement. Panic. She thought she had killed her. Her hands trembled, not out of guilt, but out of fear that her path to William would be blocked again. In that moment, all she could think of was protecting herself. So, while it was still dark and the world slept, Linda quietly dragged Mercy's unconscious body out of the room, down the street, and threw her into a gutter before running away. As soon as she fled from Mercy's unconscious body, her heart pounded with determination. She had only one goal now, William. If she couldn't win his love the right way, she would take it by force, just like Mercy had taken everything from her. But shortly after she went inside that night, something incredible happened. Please, if you enjoyed this episode and want to know what happens next, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the shocking continuation. Thank you so much for watching.